Welcome to Senior Break. I'm Dawn Medici, and today Jessica Retzel from Independence Village in Oxford is not able to join us, so Terry Stiles is stepping in as my co-host today. So thank you, Terry.
Oh, you're welcome. No problem.
Yes, and our special guest today is David Gerber, so thank you for joining us today.
I'm honored, thank you.
Yes, so I would like to start though because we have an event that we are going to be offering here at the Oxford OCTV studio on January the 5th. So Terry and staff will be here to give community members a guided tour of the studio. So Terry, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about it?
What we'll do is, a lot of people haven't, even though we've been here 2.5 years, a lot of people haven't been here. So we'll start out with a tour of the studio. We'll explain how things work and how we get things on the air. We'll tour the edit suites and have a little demonstration. And then actually, whoever wants to be on camera, we'll do a little promo with them on camera. They can watch us edit that and then take it home if they want to, and then we'll put that on the air. It should be about an hour, hour and a half, depending on how much fun we're having.
Right.
I understand we've got quite a group signed up.
Yes, so far I think we have 6 people registered,
fabulous.
so there is still space.
Yeah.
So if you're interested in joining us for that studio tour, please.
And that's at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, right?
Yes, 1 o'clock on January the 5th. I believe it's a Wednesday. So
Yeah, we're looking forward to it.
yeah. So please contact the Parks and Recreation office at 248-628-1720 to get registered for that. There is no cost for this event. It's just we would like to keep a count of how many people, because we can only have so many in the studio because of the size. So we want to make it comfortable for everybody. So
Which is way more compared to the old studio.
Oh my goodness, our old studio, it's so different here. Our old studio was basically a pole barn. And so we were all crowded in when we were editing, and we were also in, when they were shooting, we were also in the studio there, so we all had to be quiet. So this is the real thing. It's a real deal. And talking about tours for the station, Cub Scouts, Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, you can earn a badge. I think it's a communication badge.
Okay.
So give us a call and we can arrange tours for the scouts, any of the scouts. Our telephone number, I'll give you a communication badge.
Yes.
You should have had one of those a long
I
time
don't know
ago.
why.
Our telephone number is 248-628-9658. Call and we can arrange that for any time. If you need to do it on a Saturday, we can even come in for that. So we're flexible.
yeah, and that's awesome.
Yeah,
So-
and we're at, the studio is at Parks and Recs. You can see behind us the Parks and Recs building. We're at Seymour Lake Park.
Yes, and we're so happy to have you guys here.
I love our neighbors.
Yes,
and
it's
my
been-
commute to work is great.
Yes, it is. So, and then in addition to that, if you're not able to make the studio tour, Terry and maybe a staff member will be at the Oxford Senior Center on Wednesday, January the 19th at 9 a.m. for coffee and conversation. So come on out to the Senior Center on Wednesday the 19th, 9 o'clock. Have a cup of coffee, some casual conversation, and learn a little bit more about OCTV. So I'm really excited to have you in the month of January.
I'm looking forward to it. I always love talking about OCTV and what we do. And we are here for the community. So if you need video service, come on in and talk to us about it.
Yeah, so that'll be great.
Yeah.
So,
I'm
all
looking forward to
right.
it.
Yes, me too. So, well, David, thank you again for joining us today, and I'm hoping that you can provide us all, our community, and especially our seniors, and how they can prepare for this coming holiday season, because it's been, the last couple of years have been really tough, I think, on our seniors.
You're practicing understatement, aren't you?
Yes, yes, I am, yep. And so some may have lost a loved one through the pandemic over the last couple of years, or some just are afraid to get out and be with family through the holidays. So how can they prepare themselves and to enjoy the holidays, whether they're with family or they're at home?
That's a great question. Because it's really real. The technology helps us today. I have a sister that lives in Canada in Newfoundland.
Okay.
I mean, as far east as you can
Yeah.
get without being in another country. Well, wait, she already is. So we've used Google Meet
Nice.
for the holidays because my nieces, one is in Newfoundland, the other's in Toronto, in Ontario, Nova Scotia, and it's not a geography show,
All
folks, so
Canadian.
just, you know,
They live
settle
far, far
down.
away.
They're far away. And the border's been closed for a long time. We've had some tragedies that we were able to also use the Zoom and Google Meet. There's a bunch out there, but Google Meet is wonderful, works across platforms.
Okay.
So you can get that. So that's one of the ways that we get some connection to do that. Here, because in the last 2 years, I was working in a nursing home when the pandemic kicked off. And the lack of visitors,
Oh, gosh.
it broke the spirits of a lot of our, it was, because I'm a big crybaby, so just get used to it. But it was very difficult to watch that. So then we got to window visits.
Yes, yeah.
And
That's got to be hard to watch too. I've seen. some
well,
of it.
because the people that were cognitively impaired didn't understand why they couldn't come in.
Oh, gosh.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the hearing was difficult, and then there were the masks, and it was just it was hard. So,
Yeah.
but we all know what difficult is. So, coming out of that, I have post-traumatic COVID disorder. I honestly, I mean, I was checking my temperature 100 times
Oh,
a
yeah.
day.
Yeah,
You know, I mean, you know, I was going through all that kind of stuff. If I was just feeling normal, I was freaking out. So I get that you're nervous, and it's okay. There are some people that now there's vax and anti-vax, there's mask, anti-mask.
Yeah.
Just be clear about your communication expectations and your fears.
Right.
Yeah.
Is one
that's
of the
great.
things.
Yeah.
People aren't mind readers, and I'm passive aggressive by nature, so you know I'm expecting everybody to pick up my vibes, and the vibe that I'm giving off evidently is I'm a jerk. So you know, so I have to work on you know what I'm comfortable with, what I'm not comfortable
Sure.
with.
Right. Right.
So when the holidays are coming up, that's one of the big things with everything that's going on. I hope all that made sense. Be clear about your expectations and what your hopes are for a holiday. And if you're not comfortable, it's okay.
Right.
You know, nobody's going
I
through this
think
with you.
also people need to admit that they're lonesome.
Yeah.
There's so many people that say, nope, I can do this, I'm fine, I'm good, I'm fine. And I think that it would be helpful if people would say, no, really, I want your company.
Yeah.
Whether it's on the phone or Zoom, that's a great suggestion. Or a lot of people are missing spirituality.
Yeah.
Because they haven't been to their
Yes.
churches, and that fellowship is so important.
You know,
It is.
that's a great point. One of the things that years ago I had heard about how in the Afghanistan and Iraq in the war, the soldiers had more access to communication than ever before.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, right.
they felt like they got to see their babies, you know,
After they're
and all
born.
their stuff like that. So they felt like there was this connection, and that there was a space left in the puzzle.
Oh, right.
But what had happened in reality is that the puzzle was formed without that piece. So it was just a video piece. There wasn't the actual connection,
Right.
the actual emotional connection. And I think that applies to you know, your church or wherever you go in fellowship or whatever you do. There is a need for connection. There's a need for this.
Right.
So we can feel like we're getting it, and we don't. So some people, what I saw during the pandemic, and you might have seen it too, is people were getting coffee, and then they
Yeah.
were going to a park, and then they were sitting in their tailgates,
Yeah.
talking to each other, just being
Exactly.
together.
Yeah.
But don't sacrifice that, you know, for safety.
Right.
Let's talk, we do have to take a break, I know. Let's talk more about how they can establish that connection
Sure.
and comfort.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So we will be right back. Welcome back to Senior Break. All right, so we left off.
Good conversation.
It was a great conversation.
Yeah,
And-
so my biggest concern is about people that are home alone And the fact that they haven't, for the last year and a half, a lot of people are afraid to go to their churches.
Yes.
So that spirituality, this is a very Christian holiday time of year. So I can only imagine that will really put more layers to the depression that a lot of us are fighting right now because of this emotional separation that you were talking about. How do we help that?
You know, I have trouble with Christmas, and mostly what I have trouble with is that it's too happy.
Oh,
It's too happy the whole time. And Christmas, the origins, we got the shepherds in the field.
Yeah.
We've got, a young couple that can't find a place to live. In this census, it's, there's all this stuff going on, and there's just all this thing. And Christmas, we jump to the end. I think, it's the happiest season of all, and it's not always.
Right.
So, I'm often going to the store, and I'm okay with Merry Christmas. I'm okay with Happy Holidays.
Yeah.
I say Merry Christahanquanimus because I just want to be inclusive. Just send your mail to Terry. But so it's Merry Christmas and Happy Holiday, but I'm not.
yeah, right. So you feel like a phony.
I feel like I'm walking in. So part of it is if somebody's not feeling it,
Right.
just let them not feel it.
Which could also increase their anxiety.
Anxiety.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Because they're feeling like they should be that happy.
They should be, or that there should be, when they get up, there should be a Lexus in the driveway, which is just stupid, isn't it?
Yes,
it is.
But anyway,
Because I think sometimes we lose that true meaning of what the holiday is really about.
Right.
yeah.
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 I really
Which
do.
is
I think
gratitude, I think.
Yeah.
Well, so first of all, is recognizing that exactly that it's not, the happy time for everybody. And Christmas is actually, I think at my church, the first 3 weeks of Advent was no Christmas carols. And it was the only Christmas carol we played was O Come, O Come, Emmanuel. Mm-hmm. To make room for that time that I want it to be better.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, and right now with things going on in Oxford, I want it to be better.
Right.
So first of all, is just recognize that just because they're not happy, one of the notes that I had made, if I was going to talk to anybody, is that validate their feelings and check how you feel.
Yes.
I think one of the things that we do when we're talking to somebody we love and they're down is we feel like we got to cheer them up but it's really about us.
Yeah.
And when I talk to people, I was like, hold it, check yourself. What are the emotions when you go in? Like if you're going to go visit your mom or dad at the nursing home and you already feel guilty, so then when mom or dad says, why did you put us in here? Then you're like, oh, and we're defending ourselves because it wells something up within us. Mm-hmm. But then they're not being listened to.
Oh, right.
Like if somebody's bummed out at the Christmas time, just listen to them and say, yeah, it's got to be hard. It sounds like it's really hard. What's so hard about it? And they might get angry.
Right.
One time I got kicked out of, I used to be a hospice chaplain, and I got kicked out of a home, and they said, how did you feel? I mean, are you okay? And I was like, I'm not the one that has terminal cancer. Mm-hmm. Today my job is to get yelled at.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well,
it's not about me.
Right, yeah.
Even though they make it really personal. Mm-hmm. But so when it's the holidays and you're talking to somebody and it's like, hey, Merry Christmas and whatever, and if you can read people, you're like, or just, hey, do you want to come over? Oh no, okay, it'll be low key. Find a way to make it acceptable to them.
Right. It's being a good listener.
Being
a good listener and understanding what they're saying and give them the opportunity to express how they feel.
And let them, and don't try to defend it. Oh, Christmas is about hope. If I hear that one more time, I get it.
Yeah.
I'm just not feeling that right now.
Right.
It's for the last couple 20. I don't know what it is, but so you can find a way to share it. Now I will tell you that finding a way to celebrate it meaningfully can be really good. One year we were in Bible college. None of the people I went to Bible college with could afford to go home, so we watched The Christmas Story, ate Chinese food, and just had a just had a get together. That was probably one of the best Christmas I've had. Just being together.
Right.
You know, and I don't know what that looks like, but find a way that you're comfortable and accommodate those people. This isn't the time to prove your point or to say you're just overreacting, because if you've watched as many people, I'm being dramatic now, but if you've watched as many people die as I got to through the pandemic, you know, when it was new, and it touched at such a personal level, I recognize I got stuff that I'm dealing with, but don't tell me I'm overreacting. The quickest way to get me to not calm down is to tell me I'm overreacting or to calm down.
Right.
That's it. Gets me 0 to 60. You know, so
Right.
listen and be present, and that is a spiritual gift in and of itself, because I know I'm tense. You're not happy. Instead of fixing, I just sit there and say, that sounds really difficult. Sounds horrible. What would be helpful? That's another one. You know, this whole. You know, there's all these things we talk about, but to sit there and say, what would be helpful for you today? That's the one question I ask.
Those people that are in that state of despair or just loneliness might not even think about that question until somebody throws it at them. They just, you kind of get in that maelstrom of feeling bad.
Right.
And that's a hopeful question, really.
Yeah.
It gives people hope if you start thinking about what would be helpful.
You know,
Oh gosh. Okay.
you know, one of the things that
something can help.
you talked about checkup phone calls. I had a really difficult time at the beginning of the pandemic, and my parents had died, and it was lockdown.
Right.
And I had one friend just, I told you, one friend just pulled up in his pickup and just sat on the truck bed, and I just cried on my porch. I had another friend just bring over a couple of sweets, you know, cupcakes or whatever, and just put them on the porch, and they just sat there and cried with me on the porch.
Yeah.
We couldn't hug, we couldn't do anything like that. I was, and in fact I had COVID at the time, and that was more meaningful to me. That they just came over and just didn't say anything. You don't have to say anything to have it be powerful and to have it be meaningful spiritually, to have a spiritual connection. I think that's one of the other things, is sometimes if somebody's just bummed out, it's better to be bummed out with somebody. And I don't have to cheer you up. I can just cry with you. I can just tell you I'm so sorry. You know, and that's a spiritual connection, and I love Christmas music and I hate Christmas music. I'm minding my own business and a song comes on and I'm like, I
remind you of,
you know, and there are times I like that it's the happiest season of all, and then there's other times I'm like, you don't know what you're talking about. It's so stupid.
I don't want to hear this song.
The Grinch was based on my life, just so you know.
You cry at the Grinch too.
I do. I cry at everything. I just Simba and Pride Rock. It's horrible.
Well, I know even just change, you know, like the course of the last 2 years for me. I also lost my father during the pandemic, and it wasn't COVID related, but that feeling of him being in the hospital and he couldn't understand why we weren't there to be with him. And we were fortunate that he was able to come home and be with us and the last few days of his life. So we were very fortunate. But then even my kids have moved out, have gotten married, you know, and have moved on. And that change just for me this holiday season is kind of, I feel a little anxious because I don't know what my holiday is going to be like this year because it's changing. So I keep reminding myself just to let things happen naturally and just take it one day at a time. And it's gonna be different, but we'll make the best of it, and it'll be special in some way somehow. So I mean, I just feel if I let it happen naturally that so there's that anticipation that is so painful to a lot of people.
And you're naming it. you're naming it, just because
Yeah.
it's good that the kids moved out. Yay! You know,
Right, exactly, yes, yes.
you know,
Yes.
it's just
Yeah.
different, and naming it is really helpful.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, and be your own best friend. I mean, gosh,
Yeah.
cut yourself a break.
That's true.
So-
Hard to do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we'll,
Good conversation.
yeah, it is, so, all around, thank you.
Yeah.
So you've really shared some really good ideas and some suggestions. So I hope that you at home are able to enjoy your holiday as best as you can. And whether it's via a Zoom, or you're able to get together, or it's a phone call or FaceTime, please try to enjoy the holiday as best as you can, and know that we here in the community are here for all of you, whether it's you like a phone call from someone at the, from the senior center. We can, make phone calls.
I can give you Terry Stiles' personal cell phone number if you would like to.
Well, why not? Everybody has it. We love to talk. We're a communication business, so yeah, that'd be great to be able to call people and just, listen.
Yeah. So, or call us. I love to talk to people. So, always available. The Parks and Recreation phone number is 248-628-1720. Call the Senior Center. Let us know. I mean, even if it's a visit, I'd be happy to come and visit. So, we're here for you. So please, reach out and let us know, and we'll be happy to stop in or give you a call.
Right.
Yeah.
And don't go away. We have one more segment.
Welcome back to Senior Break. I want to thank again David Gerber for coming in today and joining us.
Yeah.
He really shared some really good thoughts about the holidays.
Yeah, right.
So hopefully it was useful for all of you. But going back to Parks and Recreation, Jessica Retzel from Independence Village and I have met, and we are going to be offering another set of senior safety series.
Oh, nice.
Yes, we offered it this past fall, and now we're going to offer it in the new year. So if you aren't aware, the Parks and Recreation Winter Book was mailed out just about a week ago. So if you did not receive it and you'd like one, please reach out to us or stop at the Parks and Recreation or Senior Center to pick one up. But I'd like to highlight a couple of the senior things that we have up and coming. We have St. Joseph Mercy, Oakland. Kim Sharp, a local resident who's a pharmacist at St. Joe's, will be coming out in March and is going to be doing a brown bag event.
Very
So-
good. That's a good event. Good.
It is.
I'm
So-
glad to hear that coming.
You can bring your medications on in, and she'll review your medications with you, help get rid of whatever you may not need any longer. She'll also be offering blood pressure checks and vaccines.
Great.
I believe the shingles vaccine and pneumonia.
Right.
Pneumonia. So please stop in. It's a drop-in at 12 o'clock on Friday, March the 4th. So we have that coming up.
Yep.
Again, we have the OCTV studio tour on January the 5th. And then we're bringing back, because they were so popular, the packaged meals for Oxford seniors for Valentine's
Yeah,
Day.
that was sweet.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a popular event.
It was.
Gosh, I
and
can't believe it's going to be Valentine's Day pretty soon.
I know, and St. Patrick's Day. So
nice.
if
Good
you're
fun.
interested in those packaged meals, Chef Brian from Independence Village will be packaging those up for everybody. And if you're interested in getting one of those meals, reach out to the Parks and Recreation and get registered for that.
It's very cool.
And we are going to be also offering a hearing and health assistive technology program. A hearing specialist and CapTel have partnered together and will come out to the senior center and do hearing tests, and then also be able, CapTel will share with you their technology to help those that can't hear very well with their phones.
Wow, that's really great.
How to use your cell phone with a CapTel phone and that technology and how they work together, so that you can stay connected with those that you want to stay connected with.
Wow,
So,
that's really a great service to the community. There's so many people that, and there's a commercial I think on TV where the kid says to his dad, "I love you." What? I love you. What? So many people do that so automatically and don't even think that, well, maybe there is a hearing issue.
Exactly.
So what a great service to the community for that. When is that?
that one's going to be in March as well, March the 14th.
Very cool.
Yep, and that is a drop-in as well, and that starts at noon. So
Nice.
we'll talk a little bit more about it, but again, that information is all in the new winter brochure that was mailed out to all Oxford Township and Village residents. So
Is that also, can people access that on your website as well?
yes, they can.
Oh, nice.
This is
Good.
also available on our website, and you can download it, or you can just view it on our
nice.
website.
Yeah, okay.
So,
Nice.
yeah, it's very good.
And then we do, we partner with the Parks and Recs as well and do not only this senior break program, but we also do a senior moments program where we focus on health of the seniors' health.
Right.
Right now we've got a lot of the yoga classes going on.
Yep, and
but
then
there's been other ones too.
Yeah,
like
therapeutic movement with
Right.
Colette has been, that's in our center 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, which is also a drop-in, and that's at 10:30. And I know Dan has been over.
Dan Gar. Our Dan has
Your
been
Dan's
over there.
been over there
Right,
and filming that class. So if you're not able to get out to her class, you can
right.
watch for that on Senior
Right.
Moments and participate in your home. Very relaxed and free
Yeah.
moving. So it's
Yeah.
not very strenuous.
Right. I love that it's a drop-in class
Yeah.
too. That's so convenient for people that sometimes they can make it, sometimes they cannot.
Right.
If they're on a NOTA schedule, sometimes
Right.
the NOTA has other buses running elsewhere. So
Yes.
that's really cool that she
Yes.
does that.
Yeah. And you also mentioned Dan Gar.
Yes.
So
yeah,
Dan
so
Gar-
he does he's got some classes coming up, right?
Yes, in January, February, March, he'll present on osteoarthritis,
Right.
aging with ease, and then the other one, balance.
balance again, right.
Balance.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
all of that information again is in the book, or you can call the Parks and Recreation or visit the website to get all that additional information, and we're happy to share that with you. So please give us a call if need be, and we have a lot of great things these winter months. So
I would like to thank you for the senior community. It's really, you guys really put a lot of time and thought into what you offer for programming, and I have seen that it's gotten people out of their homes.
Exactly.
And it's gotten
Yes.
them interested socially, which they needed that avenue to do, otherwise they could have just sat home.
Right, and that's the whole idea, is to get people out and about. Even if it's just to come in and just sit and watch people play cards, or sit and watch people and Colette do her therapeutic movement class. At least you're getting from your home to your vehicle or a vehicle to the center. You're getting up and moving about.
And socializing is so important, just like that in the last couple segments that we had.
Right.
Socializing or being with other people, especially now.
Yes.
And after that pandemic, we need to be together.
Yes, we do.
We really do.
So, all right. Well, I thank you, Terry, for stepping in today for Jessica, and look forward to the new year. Want to wish everybody
Merry Christmas,
a great holiday season and Happy New Year. And we'll be back after the new year, and hopefully Jessica will be back to be able to join us, and we can talk a little bit more about our senior safety series.
Yes, fun.
So, all right. Well, thank you. Take care.